What's going on, everybody? Thank y'all for clicking on this video today. If y'all new to the channel, like the content, please make sure to like, subscribe like always. It'd be very much appreciated. But today, we have to talk boxing. And we got to talk about the Canelo versus Mungia fight that happened this past weekend. Because, I'm not going to lie, straight off the back, I'm going to say it was one of the most entertaining Canelo fights I've seen in a while. Honestly, I got to shout out both men for that because the way their fighting styles, played out, it just had to be a great fight, and it definitely was, So yeah, we're gonna talk about the fight, and we're also gonna talk about what's next for Canelo and what this does to his legacy, and we're gonna talk about Mungia too. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about my fight prediction, right? Before the fight, I predicted that Canelo was gonna win a split decision. I thought it was gonna be a closer fight, but at the end of the real fight, he actually won a unanimous decision. But I also said that I thought I wouldn't be surprised if Mungia actually won the fight because the way he fights like that, I thought it would be a struggle for Canelo. It just all depends on how he takes the punching power of Canelo. You know what I mean? And yeah, the fight went on, and he was having some success in the first few rounds. The thing that really helped him was his jab. He was throwing out that jab like so much more than Canelo. Just throwing out that jab can really put your rhythm off. You know what I mean? So he was definitely doing that to Canelo, and then he got knocked down. He got knocked down, uppercut, I think it was. And yeah, he was a little shook after that. But then the crazy part was, after that knockdown, he wasn't throwing the jab as much. You know what I mean? I think he was too worried about, what Canelo was going to throw towards him if he threw the jab. Because we all know what Canelo's good at. Well, one of the things Canelo's good at, and that's his head. Whoa. His head movement. His head movement is really good. Canelo's is really good at slipping, countering, and stuff like that. So I think Mungia was a little worried about, him countering his hook. I'm not his hook, but his jab. And yeah, he wasn't throwing it that much. And you could tell who was a more powerful puncher. Obviously, it was Canelo, you know what I mean? With that knockdown, you could tell just throughout the fight. And what something really smart Canelo did, and it's just a vet move, you know what I mean? And it's not really a vet move. It's just a smart move to do. Is Mungia is one of those fighters who like to throw a lot of punches and rounds, just keep going at you, you know what I mean? And he can win fights like that, right? But to slow somebody like that down and get him more tired, because let me tell you, Mungia has a tank on him. That dude can be active like that throughout all 12 rounds. But to slow someone down and get their punches less powerful and make them a little bit more tired is going to the body. And Canelo was definitely going to that body and hurting Mungia to the body. Like I forgot what round it was, but yeah, I saw the replay of it, and boy, that dude hit him right here in the liver. And I don't know, some people would go down, after getting hit like that, but Mungia was able to, keep fighting and stuff like that. And I think that was one of the main differences in the fight was Canelo had a lot more experience than Mungia. I feel like it would be a little difficult to get past a guy like Mungia who's very active, but Canelo controlled the fight, you know what I mean? He was able to do whatever he wanted, pretty much. And even the times when Mungia had his moments, because he definitely did have his moments, you know what I mean? Canelo just had great composure, didn't look like there was nothing going on, you know what I mean? He didn't even look like he was hurt at all in this fight. And that's just because of his experience, Let me tell y'all why I love this fight so much and I thought it was so entertaining. It's because the past few fights for Canelo, the guys he's won against, I guess you could say whenever they got hit with a big power punch by Canelo, that's when they just I wouldn't say necessarily run away, but their game plan changed, and obviously they were just trying to survive most of the time, you know what I mean? But that wasn't the case with Jaime Mungia, and that's why I gotta give him a lot of credit and a big shout out to him, because he felt big punches from Canelo even when he got knocked down, but he was still coming at him, you know what I mean? This fight was just them, not so much, dancing in the ring or just, running around in the ring. They were just staying in the middle, and they were just, in that little box, they call it like a phone booth, and they were just fighting each other like that. And it just very entertaining for me because just non-stop swinging at each other, you know what I mean? So it was very entertaining to watch. It was a pretty impressive performance by Canelo too, because usually his game plan or what he does in the ring is he likes to walk down opponents, cut down the ring, and then just hit him with big power punches. But he was staying right there with Jaime Mungia, just dodge the punches, because Mungia was throwing like 50,000 punches, you know what I mean? And he was able to make sudden movements just to get out the way and then come back with his own stuff, you know what I mean? So just great IQ and, great movement from Canelo. I think after the first 3 or 2 rounds, and whenever Jaime Mungia got knocked down, I think after that, it was all Canelo, honestly. I didn't think Jaime Mungia won a round after that. Canelo was able to control him, you know what I'm saying, and just the experience, you know what I mean. And right there, that gave him the unanimous decision. Now Canelo won that fight, right? And it looked like a pretty good performance. It doesn't look like he's really, you know, getting rusty or losing it now. It looks like he's still one of the best fighters in the world, right? I think he even said that in the post-match interview. He said he's still the greatest in the world right now. And he might be, you know what I mean? He might be, but what does this mean for Canelo, right? Because I don't know if he's getting to that point in his career where he might get close to retirement and stuff like that. But does he have one more big fight in his hands? Because obviously this fight wasn't considered a big fight. Well, obviously with Canelo, all the fights gonna be big, right? He's one of the biggest fighters right now. Definitely the biggest fighter. I think he's the biggest fighter right now in terms of like, you know, pay-per-view buys or like just stuff like that, right? But does he still have one huge fight? Like, I'm talking about a fight where people know it's gonna be close. And like, I think his last fight that people actually had at 50-50 was the Triple G fight. And I'm not talking about the third fight, I'm talking about the second fight. I think that was the last fight where people were tuning in just because they knew it was going to be a very, very close fight. And it was a great fight, right? Does he have one more of those fights left in him, right? Because if he does, there's only one guy who would be a huge fight for him to leave off his legacy. And everybody knows who it is. That's David Benavidez, right? Now, let me tell y'all, David Benavidez already went up in weight. He said he's sick and tired of waiting for Canelo. You know, he's been his mandatory for years, and now he's just going to go up and wait and fight somebody else, right? But then after the fight, David Benavidez was still, you know, teasing that he still wants this fight, right? I guess he would want to go back down to fight him again if Canelo gives him the chance. And I don't know if Canelo's going to take this fight, but I mean, it looks like he's still good. You know, he's still, you know, boxing like he's still in his prime, kind of. So if he wants to take the fight, he should take it right now and not when he's on his downfall in his career. You know what I mean? So it just, I don't know if he's going to take the fight, but if he does, oh my goodness, what a fight that would be, right? I mean, I can't even tell you who I think would win this fight, honestly. Like, this is definitely a 50-50 fight. And if Canelo wants to be considered like a top 5 Mexican boxer, because I already think he's top 10, but if he wants to be in that top 5 consideration, I think if he fights Benavidez and beats Benavidez, that might put him there. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that would just be insane. And I mean, he would shut up so many people. That's why I want this fight too, because so many people are just already assuming that he will lose this fight. He's not taking it, and it does. And I'm not gonna lie, I even said it too. It does look like he's ducking him. But I'm telling you, if you want to shut up all the haters, Canelo, you have to take this Benavidez fight. But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. But for me, it really gives Canelo 2 options, and that's to just keep getting easier fights and getting just that payday, right? Or, you know, going for the big dog that everybody wants you to see. And I even saw too, like today, actually, this morning, that I saw that people from Saudi Arabia who's been making these big fights, you know, that they've been wanting, or they've been trying to get a Terence Crawford versus Canelo fight. And I'm gonna let y'all know this right now, bro. That is not a good fight. I don't ever want to see that fight, ever. There's weight classes for a reason. Terence Crawford is 154, Canelo is 168, bro. There's no way I want to see this fight, because honestly, it would be a lose-lose for Canelo. Everybody knows that, because he would come in as a bigger fighter. You know, people are going to be expecting him to win because Terence Crawford is the one coming up in weight, and he's going to be a lot, Canelo's going to be a lot bigger than him and stuff like that. So, and I feel like Terence Crawford might get knocked out, and he might get hurt in there. That's all I'm saying. Now, people are going to say, oh, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's pound for pound. I understand that. But look, weight classes are there for a reason, bro. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, like I just said, Canelo has 2 options, I think, for the rest of his career. And I'm just here to see what he does. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this guy's legacy is already in the books. You know what I mean? This guy has done so much. And yeah, he doesn't really need to prove anything else. But at the same time, I just want to see this David Benavidez fight. I ain't gonna lie. I just want to see this fight. It was a great night for boxing. Very entertaining. Gotta give credit to Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Mungia. But in terms of Jaime Mungia, I want to say this. Obviously, I'm gonna keep saying it because Jaime Mungia just got his first loss last week or like 2 weeks ago. Devin Haney got his first loss. But bro, I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. One loss doesn't define you. As long as you come back stronger, that's all that matters, right? So it all doesn't matter. They're gonna come back stronger, I know it, and I'm just excited to see what they do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video and watching it. You know, I always love the support, and I'm gonna keep on trying to put out videos and stuff like that. Y'all just keep staying in tune, like, subscribe, do all that. But thank y'all so much for everything, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one.